Just yesterday, for the second time in 2 months, Trump had an attempted assassination on his life. First, during a rally, and now at his Palm Beach getaway. I hope this wakes people up, because if you libel someone with smears and lies for years and years, it can only lead to one horrible thing. Not anything good can ever come out of you making up pointless lies about somebody being a dictator on day one. Also in the news, we have Kamala Harris doing her first solo interview, and she failed it horribly. Let's break that down and a lot more on today's episode.
Facts over tracks, isn't that spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past.
Moving into the first article, we actually have a Daily Wire article. We have Palm Beach shooter was targeting Trump, exchanged gunfire with Secret Service report. So, Donald Trump appears to be the intended target to the shooting at his golf club in West Palm Beach, Florida, on Sunday, according to a report. The former president is safe, his campaign said in a statement. CNN reported officials believe the shots fired at Trump International Golf Club was intended for Trump, citing sources familiar with the matter, although the outlet later suggested that it was unclear whether the suspect opened fire. The Secret Service identified the direction of the shots and returned fire at that gunman, who fled. CNN Chief Law Enforcement and Intelligence Analysis and former police official John Miller said on air. Witnesses were able to provide a description of an individual and a vehicle. We were told that a vehicle that was close to the description had been stopped by police and that they were holding this individual for identification purposes, Miller said. Yeah, this person tried to flee as if, what are you trying to do exactly? Because when you try to assassinate a president of America, or the president that was elected by the majority of electoral votes and stuff like that, when you try to assassinate that president, obviously you're not going to get away scot-free. His plan was to just kill him, and then whatever happens to him, he'll just take it on the chest because he's doing it for the greater good. That's what he's saying in his own mind. But the reality is that no, you're not going to get away with this because we have Secret Service. And yes, Secret Service should be even better than this. Yes, they stopped it. Congratulations, you actually stopped somebody from shooting at Trump the very first time. For the very first time, I should say. Because the first chance that you had, you failed at. The second chance that you had, you actually succeeded at. But the thing is, this person shouldn't even have the opportunity to get on the property at all. So yes, Secret Service still failed, because the person should not even be allowed in the whole entire, property. I mean, not just, so he's at hole 14, he should not be allowed at hole 15, or hole 17, or 18, or 19, or 20. Anywhere on the property, nobody that's unidentified should be there. That's exactly it. Trump needs more security. Witnesses were able to provide a description of an individual and a vehicle. We were told that a vehicle that is close to the description has been stopped by police and that they were holding the individual for identification purposes, Miller said. Miller said, who stressed his information was preliminary, said his sources shared that a backpack with a semi-automatic rifle that was described as an AK-47, an early reporting that was discovered in an area of the shooting. A GoPro camera was discovered, suggesting this individual may have wanted to record himself in the first person doing the shooting, Miller added, before explaining how there were a lot of questions there to be answered, of course. In a break that Miller's CNN Evan Pierce said that the Secret Service fired at the suspect because they believed that this person was poised to fire shots, perhaps in the direction of the former president, and wanted to prevent this from happening. The Secret Service said that it was joining with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office to investigate a protective incident involving Trump that occurred shortly before 2 p.m. and affirmed that the former president was safe. On Facebook, Martin County Sheriff Office said that it stopped a vehicle and a suspect believed to be connected with the shooting was taken into custody. Martin County is located just north of Palm Beach County. And the FBI later released a statement saying the FBI has responded to the Palm Beach, Florida, and is investigating what appears to be an attempted assassination of the former president. During a press briefing that followed, Rafael Barros of the Secret Service said, "We are not sure right now if the individual was able to make a shot at our agents, but for sure our agents were able to engage. Okay, so that's good at least. So how do we not have this reporting? So just like how it happened 2 months ago when the assassination of Trump that actually took his ear, a piece of his ear off, how come we still don't know the motive of that person? We don't know the motive. It's just unclear. Yes, because you know 100% if it's a left-leaning person, you're not going to know about this situation. And of course, if the FBI can help it, what they would do is they would like to arrest the person, not have anybody know about this person, and then release all of the information because they already scrubbed everything off of online, so you can't even do any research. Secret Service snipers took out the gunman, identified as 20-year-old in Pennsylvania man named Thomas Matthew Crooks, who unleashed the attack with a rifle at the roof of the building about 150 yards away from the stage. Multiple investigators ensured with questions swirling about how law enforcement failed to stop the gunman in Butler before shooting despite warning signs. Secret Service Director Kimberly Kettle resigned amid blowback, which is a good thing. But the thing is, obviously, a lot of people are saying that it's not hyperbolic to suggest that JD Vance might become president before January 2029. So, yeah, I mean, all of these assassination attempts, and of course, Secret Service, I just don't know what Secret Service is doing. Obviously, I think that they acted really good in this scenario because of the fact that nothing happened. But the thing is, like I said, why is there an active shooter on the property of a former president? This should not be allowed. This should not be in any vicinity whatsoever of the former president. Should not be a president. What we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to take some security away from the former presidents and give it to Trump because Trump has such a high stakes right now. And then we're going to have to take some away from Joe Biden. What kind of security is Joe Biden getting? Yes, he's the president of America, but his assassination attempts on his life is not the same level as Trump. Or what we can do is we can hire more Secret Service agents that are more qualified instead of making sure that there's only a certain threshold that these people have to be to actually get in. And we're not going to lower standards for women. We're going to make sure that we hire more qualified people at the same exact time here. So, with that being said, we have another article from the Daily Wire. We have authorities released new information about the assassination attempt on Trump. Federal law enforcement officials released new information on Sunday evening about a would-be assassin who was allegedly planning on murdering Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump as he played golf at the international golf course in West Palm Beach. Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Britshaw said that the Secret Service put out a call where shots were fired, at which point a witness told authorities that they saw a person running out of the bushes, getting into a black sedan, a Nissan, and driving away. Because the witness got a photo of the vehicle and a license plate, law enforcement was quickly able to locate the vehicle and take suspect into custody. Now in the bushes where the guy was is an AK-47 style with a scope, 2 backpacks, which were hung on the fence and had a ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro, which he was going to take pictures of. Bradshaw said at the press conference that Secret Service agent that was on the course did a fantastic job. What they did was they had an agent that jumps one hole ahead at the time where the president was at, and he was able to spot this rifle barrel sticking out of the fence and immediately engaged in the individual, at which time the individual took off. The FBI said that they were investigating what appears to be an attempted assassination of the former president. For the second time, someone tried to murder him. Trump was shot at in the head in July during a presidential rally in Pennsylvania after the Secret Service failed to provide adequate protection. Of course, the Secret Service said that the would-be assassin was only 1 or 2 holes behind Trump when the confrontation occurred. Bradshaw added that the suspect was only between 300 and 500 yards away from Trump, and that with a rifle with a scope like that, that's not a long distance, of course, because of the fact that when looking at this, I don't know why, again, they allowed this shooter to be on the vicinity. I mean, that's just a failure.